There is no other way of changing the economic structure. Ultimately, it is the economic structure that you are interested in changing, nothing else. Political structure is part of maintaining the status quo. Your political institutions and political ideologies, political systems, they are only to maintain the status quo, whether it is the communistic society or the so-called free society. It really doesn't matter.
Well, I think the hope of most of the reformists is that if you could change the economy and free people up enough, get them freed from the rat race, so to speak, then they could change themselves without me changing them or God.
They have been dishing out that kind of garbage for centuries, you see. You know, love thy neighbor as thyself, and that stuff has resulted in the destruction of life, you see, compared to the people that were massacred during the days of interrogations. What do they call that, Christian?
But as you look back in history, it's not all just a matter of wars and people killing and walking. 98% of the history of man is a history of cooperation.
Where?
All over the world, in primitive tribes, in medieval Europe.
Out of fear.
No, out of mutual need, mutual aid.
Well,
man's perception that he has to cooperate to survive.
Then you would have created a different kind of economic structure.
Well, there was
that
kind of
that's
structure
true too, though.
until
Mutual
5,000
need
years
is fear
ago.
from external sources, animals, and they group together.
I guess it's based on fear in a way.
Anyway, what is history after all?
But what is one to do then?
What are you doing anyway? Just sitting here and talking?
Right
Changing
now.
the world?
Yeah.
I mean,
what is one to do if one realizes
the
there's
terrorist
nothing?
is doing something. I'm not supporting the terrorist. You see, he's doing something. There is an action there. You see, here you just sit and talk. How the world should be planned, you see.
Yeah, but
the terrorist action is moving towards the destruction of the world.
Change it. So that's what you are talking about, you see. You want a change. Without bloodshed, without war, without massacre, without force. You see, show me one instance in the history of mankind that the changes have been brought about without using force. So they are not going to give up anything gracefully, you know. So the instruments which they use to suppress you are the ones that can be met in exactly the same way. I mean, the moment you say something which is a threat to the structure of the society as it exists today, they will do everything possible, use rationality, logic, force, persuasion, talk of love, this, that and the other, and try, you see, to destroy you.
It's always been that way.
That has always been the case. So when once you get into the seat of power, you will do exactly the same thing.
There you have it in a nutshell.
So to get into the seat of power, you see, you know, what an amount of energy you have to have.
Yeah.
It's all right, you and I can sit and talk, you see, you know, fine. Good, he's recording that, you know. Interesting.
What if one has no desire to get into the seat of power?
You are a power, you see, in your own household. Don't forget that. You are dominating over somebody or the other, forcing your ideas, the way of living.
Yeah, but then the way you talk, you're putting everybody on the same level. Some harmless guy living out in the boonies in Africa, raising his 3 kids, minding his own business, trying to survive. He has no power other than that.
So
power to exert his...
Power over his children, his neighbors, his group, his particular sect is there. You have always had those people there in Africa. What do they call them? The tribal leaders.
The shaman.
Hmm?
The shaman.
Yeah.
And yet you're not advocating a kind of
no change is necessary.
a philosophy of peace that says the world can exist without power. There must be power in the world for it to even function.
So no change is necessary.
I don't see any need for change. You want the change because You want to create a world where you can be happy, where you can have your way. That's all. That's what you are interested in. I'm not in conflict with this society. I don't see anything wrong with this society. It's you being what you are. What do you expect? As long as there is a starvation in the world, so long the idea of a peaceful world is just a myth.
It's not that you don't see anything wrong with society, because you spend a lot of your
It
time.
pains me, but there is no way of changing it. You
Right,
see.
so
You
it's
end up
not-
in the battlefield. You see, my system, my ideology has the solutions for solving the problem of starvation in this world, and you have your own way, and you develop atomic weapons to maintain, you see, and impose your way of life on others, your way of thinking on others. So both of them end up in the battlefield. That's all. Vietnam was an instance. If not Vietnam, you say some other countries. That's all that you are doing. $101 billion. You blow up. 50,000 Americans died, probably 10 times that figure. You know, I don't know. Vietnam is.
You spoke of life existing all throughout the universe then. Not
I
in
don't
our-
know what exactly do you mean by life.
I don't know, I'm asking you because you made
I'm
that
not talking
statement. You said that
anything
there
about-
is life throughout our whole solar system, not
I
in
don't
our
know.
form.
I don't know exactly what you mean by life.
That's what I was trying
Yes,
to ask
you
you.
want me
What,
to
what,
give a
what did you
definition?
mean by life?
Yes.
Yes.
You
What
want
did
me
you
to
mean
give
by
it-
that statement?
Whatever they mean by life, you see, the scientists. Huh? Whatever they mean by the word life, and the top of life you see on Mars, on this planet and that planet.
Right. You said that there was life there, but it was not that we would recognize
No,
or
no,
see,
no,
or
no,
something
no.
like that.
The conditions there, you see, are not suitable
For life
for the
in
kind
this
of
form.
life that exists on this planet.
Right.
That's all that they are saying.
Right.
That's what they mean by life means. You see, life is there everywhere. Huh?
Now to expand that out, then life is everywhere. Life is the matter, the energy, right?
Life is energy.
Energy.
Energy, you see.
And so
So-
that planet, being physical matter, being a concentration
So
of
the same
energy.
energy is there. The potential probably is there for you see, on that planet. You see, to create a living structure like this. I don't know. Anything I say would be in the area of
A supposition.
speculation.
Right.
I'm not competent enough to say anything. I'm just saying what they are saying. So if you want to believe, in spite of the scientific discovery, the knowledge they have, it's because you believe. You see, you know that there must be, because the mythology, and then you see this UFO, goodness what, the Martians and all that kind of a thing. This is going around, you see. So you want to believe in that kind of a thing. What has that belief to do? You will always replace one belief with another belief.
Mhm.
So you are the belief, you see. The belief comes to an end, that's the end of you.